Just in terms of the mentality, how important is that approach going into Game 7 in front of the home crowd?
Yeah, just do or die. It's what you live for. It's what you worked your whole life for. It's either your dream continues or your dream ends. So you lay it all out there on the floor and live with the results. But yeah, I'm excited for the opportunity for sure.
I think just for us, just like the Clipper series, it's just all about trying to be in the game late. This was different because we had, I guess you could say, control of it in the fourth quarter, which has not been the case throughout the playoffs. It's been about us staying close enough, and then for our main people to close it out. I don't have an answer for that other than I only think about my own team and the challenge of playing great teams. It's just being consistent mentally. And again, I've said this throughout the series. What they did this year is incredible. They've earned the home court on Sunday. And on the flip side, we've earned the right to go down there and the opportunity to try to beat them in a Game 7. So this is what it's all about. A team that's done it all year long, a group in there that's hung a banner. I would tune into this game.
Jamal, what's it like playing under the weather in an elimination game and providing a much-needed 25 points for your team?
I'm just glad we won. We brought the right energy needed, and they're a good team. They stuck with it, but we gave ourselves life to go to OKC and win a game.
When you woke up this morning, was there any chance you didn't play in this game?
Absolutely not.
You and Jokic do what you normally do, but you got huge performances from Christian Brown, Julian Strother off the bench. How impactful were your role players tonight?
Amazing. Like I said, they brought the right energy, not just making shots, but their intent, their focus, their awareness on what's going on around them, and we needed every much of it. So we're going to need more. It's nice. It's another step in the right direction, but we got a huge game in 2 days.
Best of luck in Game 7.
Thank you.
Basketball fans, welcome back. So we'll have a Game 7. OKC and Denver never fail to disappoint. So in this one, the Denver Nuggets were able to win this game against OKC in Game 6. 119-107 was the final score. So Jamal Murray had his flu game and he scored 25 points, and the Nuggets forced a Game 7. So this was going to be one of those series that I must say will go down in history as one of the greatest ones, because it features two MVP candidates, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander from OKC and Nikola Jokic from the Denver Nuggets. So this series will determine who's going to take home the MVP award. And I must say, the Denver Nuggets and OKC Thunder, they are the two best teams right now. I mean, I can't say the other teams are not great, but this is the series that has been must-see TV all the way from Game 1. Because Game 1, we had 121-119, a clutch game. The Nuggets won it. Then the Thunder blew out the Nuggets in Game 2, 149-106 was the final score. Then in Game 3, you could see the Nuggets won it, 113-104. That's the game that we saw Shai Gilgeous-Alexander smiling because he was getting taunted. Then in Game 4, you could see the Thunder won that game, tying up the series. The Thunder won Game 5, 112-105 at some point. This series will have even been over in Game 6, but the Nuggets made sure to force that Game 7. So a sick Jamal Murray may have been questionable for Game 6, but in his mind, there was nothing ambiguous about his playing status, because, Murray, when he was asked if he had any chances he started out this game, he said absolutely not. There is no way Jamal Murray is going to leave the Denver Nuggets at this point, because he's been one of the most reliable pieces through the years. And Jamal Murray, in his flu game, he scored 25 points and helped the Denver Nuggets win that game 119-107. And this one, the two best words, Game 7. So after being sick for 24 hours, Jamal Murray helped the Nuggets with a 4-point play to start things off and sunk a step-back three-pointer at the start of the fourth quarter that helped the Nuggets go up double digits. And also, you can see one of the most underrated guards in the league. I can say it's Jamal Murray. I know mainstream media are not going to, put this guy in all NBA conversations, but he's been that guy that has been the most reliable option for this Denver Nuggets. And I don't think there's been a player that has been overlooked like Jamal Murray. And Nikola Jokic, he also led the Denver Nuggets with 29 points, 14 boards, and 8 assists. He was only 2 assists shy from a triple-double. And Christian Braun scored a career playoff best 23 points. But it was a second-year reserve guard, Julius Strother, who ignited the Nuggets' runway, scoring a playoff high 15 points, all in the second half. This man, Julian Strother, was knocking down them threes. So Julian Strother, he was the story of the game because he came up clutch and his 15 points came all in the second quarter. And even Aaron Gordon, he came out and said Julian played huge for us, made very big shots. I don't think that's something that they game plan for. So this is a guy that came off the bench and he was able to help the Nuggets get those crucial points so they can go over the edge on OKC. So that was nice, man. Strother had a pair of threes and a layup during the decisive 10-0 third quarter spot, and he kept making big plays at both ends of the fourth quarter, and the Nuggets finally were able to, do it, and they forced a game 7. So Strother lost a crown in the fourth quarter, and a ball boy retrieved the artificial tooth from the circle where the action went on the other end. So, Strother, he was just dying there. He was just dying for the Denver Nuggets. So Aaron Gordon grabbed at his left hamstring late in the game and hobbled through the final few minutes, but he insisted he'll be fine for Game 7. It will be on Sunday, but for me, in my case, it will be Monday morning. So with the Minnesota Timberwolves awaiting the winner, they are just going to be, patient to see who's going to come out. Is it Denver? Is it OKC? Anthony Edwards right now, he's just on a tear, just destroying and taking apart our legends. So who's it gonna be? Is it going to be Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and his OKC, or Nikola Jokic with the Denver Nuggets? So I mean, this is what it is. So overall, this has been a very good game. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander led the Thunder with 32 points, but he didn't get enough help from his teammates to clinch, the Western Conference Finals, the first time since 2016. And the last time the OKC Thunder were in the conference finals was when KD was there. So that tells you it's almost 9 years. And the OKC Thunder, they're just doing it, rebuilding, and, they're just doing that thing. So All-Star Jalen Williams scored 6 points on 3 of 16 shooting. So Jalen Williams was a non-factor in this one, and I can say he pulled off one of the most dud games in the most do-or-die games in the series. This man was non-existent. I mean, Jalen Williams has been the most reliable option down the stretch, alongside, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Lou Dort. There's been a tandem there. But in the game that mattered the most, Jalen Williams just vanished. And I don't even know, what really happened. So the Nuggets won the title in 2023, finally get 2 days off after a grueling past few weeks, and they have played every day since April 29th, and there's not been any stop at the Denver Nuggets playing. So David Alderman, he came out and even said the guys in there looked like they were happier to have tomorrow off than they were about to have a Game 7. So you could see, with the playoffs progressing, the number of rest days increases, because even in this day, there was only one game. This Game 6, Denver Nuggets was OKC. This was the one game. Then they're going to have another rest day so that you can have, they're going to have 2 days off so that they can be able to get fresh for Game 7. Because there are not too many games. You've seen the Pacers make the ECF. You've seen the Timberwolves make the WCF. So the only teams that we're waiting to see who's going to clinch it is from this series of KC Thunder and Denver Nuggets, and the New York Knicks versus the Boston Celtics, who I must say I'll be paying a close eye on. And they have not been a team that you can just count on like that. So the Thunder have only lost back-to-back games twice this season, once in November and once in early April. However, this current iteration is a win-or-go-home situation for both teams. And finally, you've seen this series is always leveled, because after Game 4, it was a 2-2 series. There's no team that had the edge over the other. I mean, there was no 3-1 leads. There was a 3-2 lead for OKC, but you could see the Denver Nuggets, they defended home court and they were able to take the game back to OKC. So the question is, in Game 7, will OKC be able to defend home court? Because OKC has had the home court advantage throughout the whole playoffs. And that is something that I've taken into keen consideration on that one. But Man, I'm just excited. I mean, this has been a long ride, and I'm just waiting on to see what will happen because OKC Thunder, if they're able to make the Western Conference Finals, will cap off one of the most successful seasons they've had post KD. I mean, they have not made the finals yet, but with a 68 win season and a trip to the Western Conference Finals, that is something that is major because last season they were not able to make it deep into the playoffs. They got knocked out, and there was so much doubt with their whole inexperience and all that. But in the tough Western Conference, the OKC Thunder have shown that they have what it takes to go ahead and compete. And Shai Alexander is that guy who is the real cornerstone of the Thunder's offense. And I don't think there should be any doubts on his MVP candidacy because a lot of times people have a tendency of overlooking what Shai Alexander has been able to do. But if you look at the way he's been talented throughout the years and the way he has trusted the process, I can even give credit to CP3 joining OKC because the CP3 effect, we have seen it in when CP3 was in OKC. He was able to teach Shai Alexander how to be a very good point guard, and you're seeing his game improve. When he got traded from the Clippers to the OKC Thunder, there was not too much expectation because the person headlining that trade was Paul George. But when CP3 joined OKC, I must say he has changed the way Shai Alexander looks at basketball and the way he looks at his position. Then on the other side, if you look at the Phoenix Suns, you saw the dramatic shift on how Devin Booker was playing. Devin Booker, he played in very bad rosters in Phoenix, but when a CP3 joined the team, he was able to change the way he looked at the game. And we are seeing the outcome of the CP3 effect. And Shai Alexander, the way he's playing, is a result of the CP3 effect, and he's been playing at an all-time level for years now. And it's high time we start appreciating them. And also, don't forget Jokic. Jokic has been great. 3-time MVP. I know there's voter fatigue when it comes to Nikola Jokic. And there's that, mentality of people saying, we don't want to have Nikola Jokic win it again, or we were tired. Let's have somebody else. But the unfortunate bit for any American who's listening in is the fact that an American has never won the MVP award since 2018. Because since 2019 till date, we've had internationals win it. We've had Nikola Jokic win it, Giannis, and Joel Embiid. So no American has been able to win it. And the last American to win the MVP award was James Harden. But in this case, if Shai Alexander is able to pull this off and is able to beat Nikola Jokic in this one, he will have earned his MVP award. And this is one of the rarest cases you're seeing two MVP candidates go head to head in the postseason. And that's the reason as to why the MVP award has not yet to be released, because the NBA is keenly watching who is going to have the best game. And the winner of Game 7, not only will they go to the Western Conference Finals, but also win the MVP award. And majority of the time, I feel like people are on Shai's side because they just want to see Shai Alexander win it. I know I love Jokic. I feel like Jokic is one of the best players in the league, and he's a Serbian, and he's somebody whose game has just changed the way you look at the big man. And man, this has been a very good ride, and I'm so excited. I don't know if you guys are excited. I mean, please comment below what you think about this series because it's just been fun. And yeah, man, I'm waiting for Game 7, and I'm gonna get you plugged in on what is going on with this playoffs in this final series, in the conference finals, as it moves on. So who's gonna make the Western Conference Finals? Is it OKC? Is it Denver? We've seen Minnesota do it. They dispatched the Golden State Warriors in 5 games without the services of Stephen Curry. But I mean, this matchup between Shai Alexander, if it happens against Anthony Edwards, will be one for the ages. And one of those teams must make the NBA Finals. And man, I mean, I'm just excited. This is the best time to watch basketball because this basketball that is being played now, it's the new age, and people must get used to it because these are the new stars that are taking over from the old stars, and the stars that we have been accustomed to seeing, the likes of KD, LeBron James, Stephen Curry. Those guys are being phased out slowly, and we are seeing the rise of Shai Alexander. We are seeing Anthony Edwards. We're seeing Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown. They won the title last year. You're seeing Jalen Brunson. You're seeing Tyrese Halliburton. Those are the guys that are going to carry on the name of the NBA for years to come. And being there and just seeing that shift in, like, handing over the torch. I know the old players don't want to hand over the torch, but all I'm just saying is it's inevitable and it's going to happen. So it is what it is. So do drop me your comments down in the comment section down below what you think about this series. And I'm going to talk to you guys in the next one. Peace out.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of what we saw last game, plus a little more. In these type of games, there's always one or two guys that kind of play outside of themselves that don't normally, outside of, the main guys that make a couple extra shots, make a couple big plays. Saw Cornette play, really well last night that I don't think anybody expected. Stuff like that, like closeout games are the hardest games because it's kind of unpredictable. You just got to be ready for their best punch and then some.
These two teams have played 10 times this year, and you both won 5. How much difference is there between these two teams in your mind? And
between us and OKC?
Thunder, and I mean, how evenly are you matched, and what will it come down to in Game 7 to determine the winner as far as you're concerned?
Probably defense. I think probably defense details, rebounding for us, especially because how much they're attacking the glass, turnovers for us. All the depends how the games will open up. If we slow down and if they start running, I think it's depends how the games opens up. Because they want to push the pace, they want to drive and kick, they want to find open looks, and we kind of want to maybe a little bit slower game to get open looks differently. So it's I think it's interesting to watch, and I think the details is gonna defense, box out, turnovers. That's gonna probably decide the winner.
Nobody's going to beat the Oklahoma City Thunder this year. They're going to go to the championship and they're going to win it. Whether they're going to beat Denver, they're going to beat Minnesota, and they're going to beat whoever come out the East. They have been. We keep looking for holes. They're starting to believe. That was impressive what they did yesterday. I believe, and I could be wrong, I think the Oklahoma City have proven they're the best team in the NBA.
I think you also said that about Cleveland, and we.
I said Cleveland. I said that with 3.
They lost, but we saw their holes.
But Oklahoma City don't have no holes.